Hello everybody. So I've got the most basic setup I can set up. I've got a very cheap microphone here and we're just going to try to roll this with what we got. Here we go. So it's my belief that if you're coming to a trucking channel, it's to find specific answers, and that's the goal of this channel, to organize things to find the answers that you're looking for. So what we've done is broke this down into 5 categories, and I'll be posting on each of these categories as we go along. This is the index to explain how the channel works. I happen to be new to the blogging portion of how all this works, so I'm going to do the best I can. All right, with that in mind, let me kick this off. Let's get started. Love that sound. Category number 1, questions. If you're a new person and you met me out in the open, let's turn this down a little bit, and you had questions, I would give you some answers. Things like, how much does a truck driver make? Answer: nobody driving an over-the-road truck should be making less than $35,000 a year. The average pay for an over-the-road driver currently is somewhere between $70,000 and $100,000 a year. That's a realistic figure. I've just checked that, and that's about what the average person's making. So that's somewhere between $1,500 and $2,200 per week. Now, to give you an example, category number 1, questions. So as an example, a question somebody might have: how old do you have to be? Do you have to have experience? Do you, etc., etc. So you have to be at least 18 to get a CDL, which is only good to operate within the state you live until you're 21. You can't go out over the road until you're 21. And then you will also need a medical certificate, and there's a few other things that you'll need to know. There are many questions, and we will try to answer them all. So you'll find questions under category number 1, and when you see how I label the video, it'll make sense. You'll see what I'm doing. Okay, category number 2, my favorite: machines, equipment. These are about different trucks, trailers, engines, even down to tires, airlines, everything about machines and equipment. We will put under number 2, labeled machines and equipment. And remember, this is a video explaining how the channel works, and I'm giving quick examples how things are organized. Category number 3 is drivers, particularly new drivers. If I can help you get into a trucking job or into a better situation if you happen to already be driving, or avoid a bad situation, that's the goal. Everybody's got to learn somehow, and under drivers, this is the questions and things that you'll learn as you get into the driving. So think about it as you're kind of sitting on the passenger seat, sort of a thing. And with that, segue right to number 4. I'm calling it instruction or instructors. So smart drivers know that when it comes to trucking, you will never know everything. Unless you're Jesus, there's gonna be a learning curve. So it should come as no surprise that people that there are easier people to learn from than others. So you might have heard somebody say, "Yeah, I went to trucking school and my instructor, he was fantastic, he was great," or the opposite, they didn't know what they were talking about, etc. So with that, category number 4, instruction, we will be talking about things to make you a better driver, things that you can learn from experienced hands, people that have been on the road, be like, hey, you can speed, but really should you, and things of that nature. So, and it'll be a lot more than that, but that's how we're going to organize category number 4. And the last category, number 5, happens to be what I'm calling the world. So, truck drivers are family, people. They've got their own interests, hopes, dreams, goals, etc. So, this category is to bring the world to the driver. Uh, what's important, what's going on, why is it important, how will it affect me, things of that nature. Uh, it's my belief a lot of people get their info from TikTok and probably Facebook, and I don't know what you hear on satellite radio. All that's fine. Not knocking any of that. Just saying that I would like to bring the world to drivers and make their lives easier by taking a lot of the confusion and what does this mean, what does that mean, how's that going to affect me. Now, bringing the world, I'm part of the world and I actually have a perspective, and I would like to share that with people as we go along. Uh, so, what I can tell you with certainty is the world is about to change right now. And something to consider, even though this channel originates in the US, we look for drivers all over the world, and we acknowledge that trucking actually happens everywhere. I follow a lot of people on YouTube, and many of them are in Europe and different countries, Australia, etc. Now, as I bring issues up in this category, I'll answer things as specifically as I can on the air, and I look for your comments. What are your thoughts? How are things affecting you? What is your perspective? So, just to recap, we will put things into 5 different categories. We'll talk about questions, category 1, talk about machines, category 2. We'll look at drivers in category 3. We'll look at instructors in number 4, and then everything about the world. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that should pretty well cover everything about trucking related. But the idea of separating these into 5 different categories is hopefully like an encyclopedia. People can get to the answers that they need when they need them without a lot of searching around. At least you can get to the general category. I hope that makes sense, but okay, carrying on. Okay, some final points. So not only do I hope every person watching will be an amazing driver. You've heard the expression if you've been on the road or whatever. I wish people would learn that. I wish people wouldn't speed through parking lots, and I wish I wouldn't drive like crazy people. Why do they need to go 75? Anyway, we hope that a lot of times people just don't know because they don't know. So at least if you come to this channel, you had the opportunity to learn. That's the hope. And there's other things too that, there's changes coming right now. For an example, crypto is a pretty big deal right now. Why should truck drivers, because they're busy working 14 hours a day, why should they miss out on things? Now, just a disclaimer, I don't sell, peddle anything on here. I don't sell anything. I don't promote anything, but I do know about things. And so that's the difference. If I'm talking about crypto or if I'm talking about something else, I will never be trying to quote unquote sell you on anything. I will give you the information and you will make the choices yourself. So I'm no part of, I don't sell anything here and I never will. But I bring up crypto because actually once you get into, especially over the road, and you're making $70,000-$80,000 a year, and that is a realistic thing. Unless you're spending every bit of it, you're going to accrue some money and you need to do something with it. Those types of things. So anyway, so in closing, I just really want to be helpful, truthful. I've been blessed. I've had a lot of things go my way, and I'm 60, so my time driving, I don't drive right now. I haven't driven in a few years, just a couple short runs here and there and stuff. So actually, I'm lucky enough, I'm not even working at this particular moment. So I can devote all of my attention to questions, comments, and organizing this channel and kind of focusing and hopefully doing 2 or 3 videos a day is the goal. Hit on each one of these categories, like a question, work on that, talk about machines, talk about different trucks, talk about different things that are happening, and just completely focus on this. So the last thing I'll say too is that my interests are, you could really say, all forms of transportation, from a tiny little car to an airplane, trains, ships, pretty much anything that flies, floats, or goes down the road. I am pretty interested in it and follow these things pretty religiously. So, and the thing that all of these things, whether you're the captain of a boat or a pilot of an airplane or the driver of a truck, you have a higher responsibility than the average person to accomplish your goals safely, make money. You want to live a stress-free life. You start getting behind these big machines, and little problems that wouldn't be so much in a car, a flat tire, for instance. In a truck, it's completely different. And you need to know what to do, and you need to know what to do before it happens. I think we're in the beginning of a very unusual, different, and I think it's going to be glorious age, especially here in America, but in the world also. I think everybody's going to get to participate in this. So I want to do my part, and it feels almost like a sin to gather so much information. It took me a long time to learn about trucking, and I'm still learning. I actually only realized that I actually only realized how little I know, uh, 4 or 5 years ago, and I smartened up. I decided to stop talking so much and start listening. And I feel, like I said, I feel like it would almost be a sin to take all of this information. It took me a long time to get. I was 23 when I started driving. I'm 60 now. And it just feels wrong to not at least share what I know and give people the opportunity to, like, hey, Michael, by the way, you can call me Michael, uh, said this, and maybe I should take that into consideration, and maybe I should stop driving so fast like a maniac, and my life would be better if I listened to what Michael had to say. I don't know, but I'm going to throw it all out there anyways. It's been a big dream of mine for better than a decade, at least a decade, and I'm finally doing it. I've got the opportunity. I hope I've got the equipment. I just bought this microphone yesterday. We'll see how it works out, but we're gonna go full steam ahead, and I hope you'll stick around with me. So this is the index to how the videos work. So if you've watched another video and you've come here to try to figure out how I've got this channel set up, well, thank you very much for watching the other videos that I have yet to make. But I'm just really grateful that y'all stopped by, and if you're on YouTube, you know the things to do to help people out, and I would sure appreciate the help if just a click, a like, a share it with your friends, that type of thing. It means the world. So anyway, we'll see you here next time. Thanks for stopping by.